How we go. So welcome everybody to this first press conference for the first window one of the World Cup qualifiers. We have with us Jamaica after this dramatic first win. So we're gonna have like first a brief comment from player, then we can open up the room for questions for players so that he can go shower, and then we'll do the questions for coach. So Kofi, a brief comment on the game.
Firstly, I would like to say I'm a firm believer in contagious energy. And ever since Coach Rick started recruiting me, from the coaching staff to the staff to the players, energy has been great. It started with these guys' sacrifice, commitment, and energy, and that rewarded us this win today. I'm eternally grateful for the opportunity, and we're going to keep going.
Do we have questions for Kofi? Yeah.
Kofi, you started the game maybe a little tense, but as the game went on, you kind of got into your groove and playing a little bit more confident. Like, can you walk us through the first quarter and like how you finished so strong?
I feel like at first I was just letting the game come to me. I was just very complacent. And Coach Rick and other staff, they mentioned to me that, we need you to get going in order for us to win this game, And just the constant, battering of coaches and my teammates, believe in me over and over again, that's what got me going.
And to finish off the game with the game win and put back, summarize how that feeling coming your first match, first game back, and being able to score the game winner for your country. How does that feel?
I have one thing to say. It's the greatest feeling ever. That's probably a top 3 ever game in my life.
Hello, Maria Fernanda Rivera Figueroa for Photo by Maria. Congratulations on your first win. First of all, how did you manage to not lose your tempo when Puerto Rico go on the lead on the first half? And then how did you manage to keep up the tempo even though you fell down on the second half?
I would just give that all to my experience. I've been playing high-level basketball for a long time, and just playing so many games, and being in so many different situations, it allowed me to, remain calm. And like I said, the coaching staff, they're constantly speaking to us, telling us to, make sure you stay in the moment. Don't try to be ahead or, don't try to feel down, So that's it.
Raul Alzaga, courtside VIP. What were your thoughts when the game was tied 90-90? You got a couple of seconds to execute. What went through your mind?
Anxiety. My heart was racing, when you're in that moment, it's one of the biggest games of our lives, and you're in that moment and you realize that this could go either way. You just have to, like you said, remain focused and just trust yourself, trust your teammates.
And what went through your mind when you did win?
You saw it. I was jumping for joy. Like I said, I almost passed out, exhausted.
Hey,
Kofi, congrats on a great game again. What were your thoughts on the job that Christian Negron did on you? He was our starting center. He doesn't have a lot of experience with the national team, and we have some trouble getting our bigger players for this window. What can you say about his role tonight? He seemed to be very physical on you. Obviously, he's a little bit shorter than you, but a little bit faster.
Kudos to him, man. As we're playing these games, guys are representing their countries, and I think that he did a wonderful job of that. Knowing that I probably have 100 pounds on him, he definitely tried to stop me as hard as he could. He definitely stopped me from going into the middle. Coach was on me about, just try to get to the middle. Don't stop. That's how bad it was. He was actually fighting me, so I want to give him props for that.
Yeah, so thank you, Kofi. Thank you for your kindness. We'll have a brief comment from Coach coming up.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, what a game. Geez. When you get a performance like that, what is it? 26 points and 15 rebounds from Kofi Coburn, who has really been kind of the heartbeat this week for us. And to see him get that game-winning basket in that situation, given, what this means for us. And we feel like we're in the toughest pool. Puerto Rico is just one of the best teams in the world. Canada is one of the best teams in the world. Bahamas is they're one game away from the Olympics last go around. So for us to be in this pool, it was really, daunting, a daunting task. And we talked about really wanted to emphasize keeping our composure. And then, who lost his composure? The coach gets a technical foul. So I didn't really follow through on that. But that was one of the things that I got to say, our guards, really Drew Thelwell and Chase Adige, they were just super composed and great leadership on the court. And they played a ton of minutes. I can talk forever. You guys probably don't want to hear me talk forever, but when you have a challenge with a team like Puerto Rico, for us to come out of here with a win like that, a first ever for Jamaica, given what's happening back home, this is cool.
Yeah. A question from Javier in the back.
Coach, the third quarter started 16-0. You guys made
a favor.
A run. Do you saw something that will allow you to make that run to start the third quarter, or do you think it was just a...
Well, I mean, a little bit, to end the half, we were just kind of hanging on, we just wanted to, I think we were just kind of limping into halftime. And then we went into the locker room at halftime and we just kind of reconfirmed the things that we talked about and knew that we didn't put our best foot forward, especially in the second quarter. I mean, the first quarter was fine. The second quarter, we didn't do our thing. So we were able to kind of regroup at halftime. We didn't do anything different other than just kind of recommit to the things that we wanted to do, and we wanted to make things difficult on Puerto Rico. And, at times we didn't. I mean, they got the first 9 threes were uncontested, essentially. And all we talked about all week long was let's contest everything. We know they're a good team, so let's make them earn it. And we didn't really do a good job of that. And I think in the second half, we just bared down and did that a little bit better. That's my assessment.
Great. We'll have one more question right here.
Yeah, Coach, this is my last question, but I can tell you're a bit emotional. Can you just walk us through this emotional part of your, I guess, the career overall? Like, maybe this is something that you rank very high overall?
It could be the water that they spilled all over me. That could be what it is. But no, I'm an emotional guy. This was a great win. What are we ranked? 119th or something like that? I don't know. I don't care what our ranking is, but I know that Puerto Rico is a top 15 team in the world. This is Jamaica. We've been working at this. I was hired by Paulton Gordon, who's just done an amazing job with Jamaica basketball since he came on in 2018, 2019. He gave me an opportunity. The pandemic hit everybody. We got delayed for a couple of years, and we just tried to start building a pool of players that could compete at a high level. We thought we had those players, and I think we do. There's more to come. This is the beginning of the journey. The thing is, this is the first window, and I said we have a pool, the toughest pool with Puerto Rico, Canada, and Bahamas. We still have 5 more games. We haven't done anything. This is awesome. This is so much fun. This is why you play the sport. This is why you compete and do things. But we haven't accomplished anything. We're trying to move on to the next round.
Thank you, Coach.
That
Thanks.
it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right,
Thank
I
you.
can talk all night. Are you sure?
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you being here. Yes.
Thanks. Good night.
Do you need me? Question?
Oh, yeah, you can do one more.
Yeah, go for
Yeah.
it.
You were talking about the emotions because what happened back home with the hurricane. Can you talk about that? How that affects the team or coming here?
Boy, that's really layered. That's a really layered question. I think in large, like Kenton Facey, his family really got hit hard. You know, one of our assistant coaches, Parker Morgan, doesn't have a roof on his house. He's got tarps on it right now. You know, everyone is touched by it in a certain way. You know, most of these guys are playing overseas and doing their thing with their club teams, but they're touched by it. You know, so when you play a game like this, and you know it affects so many people other than yourselves, it just really it really has the opportunity. And we've talked about this. I talked about this at the beginning of this journey. Like, we have an opportunity to lift up a country and bring something special to Jamaica that they've never experienced before. So why can't it be us? The only thing holding us back is us.
Thank you, Coach. Thanks.
Okay.
Good night.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good night.
Con un comentario de Sakai. Sakai, we'll start off with a brief comment from you, and then we'll take questions for you so that you can go back and shower and, you know, and be ready, and then we'll stay with Coach. So, brief comment from you, Sakai.
First of all, I want to thank the coaches and everybody for allowing me to play with the team, you know, and represent the country. You know, it's my very first time being a part of the team and everything. So, you know, it's a really big blessing, and I'm very thankful for the moment.
Preguntas para Sakai. Voy a comienzo con él y paso allá.
Buenas noches, Héctor González de Deportes Tuyos, Sakai. Welcome back to PR. Give me your first impression of the game and how you expect the fans, how they treated you.
Yeah, well, you know, we didn't get the outcome that we really wanted, but, you know, the fans, they were great. You know, they had a lot of energy. You know, I really appreciate everybody that came out today. You know, I really hope for them to come out on Monday, but I really appreciate the fan base and everything, all the love that they showed today.
Sakai, usually when we get players coming to FIBA for the first time, they talk about how difficult it is to get used to the ball, to the floor spacing, to the refereeing. For you tonight, your first outing, what was it, the biggest challenge?
Yeah, well, really, the basketball, I had a couple of days to get used to it, and, you know, just talking to the coaches and everybody, you know, they told me to go out there, be confident, and my teammates, they had a lot of confidence in me. They told me to go out there, play, you know, play within our system, but play free. So, you know, going out there, I didn't really feel like I was in a shell or anything like that. So, really, today, I felt pretty comfortable out there.
Okay. Maria Fernanda Rivera Figueroa for Photo by Maria. First of all, what happened out there that you guys started off a little bit slow, then you got the tempo, but then you lost it again? What happened out there? And what are your next things for the next game on Monday?
Yeah, well, we as a unit, we all feel like we just need to stick to what's working. And, you know, if we get away from that, you know, that's when things kind of get out of hand. But, you know, if we stick to the system, stick to what's working, we feel like that we would stay into it. So, you know, once we got out of what was working, then things got out of hand.
Sakai, you're well known for creating offense for others. And you tried to do that most of the game. Would you make maybe a little bit of a change on trying to create for yourself? Because sometimes they will let you open when you came off screens.
Yeah, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, I'm a basketball player. So, you know, me being a point guard, seeing if nobody's there and then I got the shot, if it's a good shot and that's the shot we need in the moment, then I feel like I should step up and take it. But, you know, at the end of the day, sometimes I might have a shot, but if somebody got a better shot, I'm going to look for them.
Sakai, welcome to Puerto Rico. What adjustment would you like to see on Monday?
Really just stick to what was working for us. You know, we knew what was working for us, you know, and we started up the second half pretty slow. You know, we had some bad turnovers, especially myself. So, you know, just cleaning up little things like that and just sticking to what's working for us, that's pretty much what we got to clean up.
Thank you, Sakai.
Thank you.
Entonces nos quedamos acá con Coach Carlos González. Coach, comentario breve y luego entonces abrimos a preguntas.
Creo que el tercer parcial fue crucial. El partido no salimos con la intensidad necesaria, arriba de 5 y nos hicieron 16-0. No pudimos anotar hasta quedando 4 y pico en el reloj. En el tercer parcial creo que fue eso, nos puso en una posición difícil. Tuvimos que hacer un esfuerzo para pegarnos nuevamente y fallamos unos tiros en el momento crucial, cuarto parcial, de tiros libres que fueron clave y un equipo que su fortaleza son los rebotes ofensivos. Cogieron 18 rebotes ofensivos y hay que buscar la manera de limitarlos. Es imposible detener eso porque son demasiado grandes, pero tenemos que buscar la manera de limitarlos y esa es la parte que podemos controlar.
Saludos, coach. Por aquí Joseph Reboiras de Primera Hora. Si nos puedes contar un poco de cómo han sido, ¿verdad?, estos últimos días, desde lo de Tayo Díaz y Tam Thompson sale, ¿no? Han tenido que hacer numerosos ajustes, ¿no? Y con lo que se vio hoy de cómo Jamaica anotó en la pintura, el problema de los rebotes, ¿qué otros ajustes tú crees que se pueden hacer de cara al lunes?
Intensidad. Tenemos que el tercer parcial, tenemos que jugar intenso por 40 minutos. No puede ser un momento sí, un momento no. Es un equipo que va a jugar duro los 40 minutos y nosotros tenemos que jugar de la misma manera. Defensivamente tenemos que ser sólidos, disciplinados. Creo que los rebotes pues es una ventaja, una fortaleza de ellos que siempre van a tener ahí. Está ese dominio, pero tenemos que limitarlo. Pero creo que la parte hay que contener mejor a los guards. No, creo que hubo muchos jugadores que pudieron anotar en doble figura y tenemos que limitar esa distribución ofensiva. Para nosotros poder tener la oportunidad de correr y hacer nuestro juego ofensivo, y además en la ofensiva tenemos que ser más consistentes. Jugamos una manera en un momento que pudimos sacarle provecho y nos salíamos de esa ejecución, tomábamos malos tiros, jugábamos 1 contra 1, etcétera, que no dio resultados positivos y no nos permitía volver completamente al partido y caíamos de nuevo atrás, así que tenemos que ser más consistentes en ese aspecto.
¿Tú crees que se vuelve a repetir el mismo quinteto inicial el lunes con Cristian en la 5 o hay en cambio de Jamaica? Y también, ¿qué pensaste, verdad, sobre el partido de Cristian hoy?
No, Cristian creo que hizo un gran partido, un doble-doble. Le llevan 60 libras y 6 pulgadas de diferencia y compitió durante todo el partido. No tengo nada más que decirle a Cristian, que no sean elogios. Batalló, que es lo que uno pide, eso es lo que uno le exige a los muchachos y contento por lo que hizo. No sé lo que va a pasar de aquí al lunes en cuestión de, no sé la salud de Arnaldo, no sé la salud, no es la condición de que está Steph. Así que son cosas que cuando salga de aquí pues estaré al tanto de eso.
Por ahí mismo iba mi línea de preguntas, si tenías algún update de Steven como de Arnaldo.
No, al momento no. Cuando atacó lo partieron, no sé en qué área, honestamente. Había sangre, no sé, se aguantó por la boca, no sé, el labio, dientes, de verdad que desconozco. Desconozco esa parte.
Coach, siguiendo la pregunta de Reboiras aquí, ¿verdad? El sentir, ¿verdad?, en estos últimos días, todas las ventanas traen una peculiaridad y pues esta ha traído, ¿verdad?, cambios y reemplazos. ¿Cómo lo has vivido, verdad, comenzando este sistema de ventanas al Mundial?
Ese es como es el dilema que trae todas las ventanas. 1001 situaciones que suceden y hay que manejar con lo que hay. No vengo a poner excusa. Tengo 12 tipos ahí que lo han dado todo y con eso tenemos que buscar la manera de sacar victoria. No hay excusa, eso es lo que hay. Hay que bregar con lo que tenemos ahí. Yo creo que tuvimos oportunidad de ganar, que es lo que buscamos. Así que buscarle el lunes la manera de ganar por lo más que podamos para estar por encima de Jamaica.
Coach, ¿qué te pareció el debut de Ziegler? Y si pudieses considerar que fuese el iniciador en el próximo partido del lunes?
Primero, Sakai hizo un gran trabajo para hacer su primer juego aquí con la selección. Pone mucha presión defensivamente, está siempre ahí encima de los jugadores. Consiguió una oportunidad de anotar que honestamente no, nuestro primer juego, ¿verdad? Como grupo, que no tenía la capacidad, no sabía que tenía esa capacidad para anotar así de esa manera. Creo que puede, parte de conocer los jugadores, quién es quién, muy poco para saber quién es el tirador de esta manera, de otro, pero creo que lo hizo muy bien buscando los jugadores, puede mejorar porque esa es su fortaleza. Al final del día las estadísticas no dicen la capacidad de pasar, pero yo creo que él tiene mucho mejores números, especialmente encontrando los jugadores de lo que puso hoy, pero es cuestión de tiempo también, conocer los jugadores que tiene alrededor, dónde es que le gusta, etcétera, así que contento con lo que trajo. Todo, ¿verdad? No hay nada escrito en papel, de aquí al lunes sentarme con el grupo de coaches y buscar la manera que sea mejor para el grupo.
Por aquí, Yannick Canales del vocero. Fue un inicio complicado a la ventana. Termina con una jugada en rebote ofensivo, con un Coburn que se impone toda la noche. ¿Recuerda algún otro partido con la selección en que haya estado, que tenga a la mente que terminara de forma similar?
No. Que tenga ahora conocimiento. En Americas pasado, ¿no? En el 22, yo creo que Norris Cole nos metió una jumpa ahí para acabar, que estábamos empate. No, ¿verdad? No, tienen a ver qué ha pasado, ¿verdad? Pero no, que yo me acuerde, ¿no?
Héctor González de Deportes Tú y Yo. Han sido una semana bastante intensa para la selección ante la baja de Conde y Romero, que están jugando en la otra parte del mundo, la lesión de Odiasi. Se han mantenido bastante positivos dentro de todo lo que ha pasado. ¿Qué tan satisfecho tú estás ante este momento?
Bueno, honestamente no voy a mentir, todo uno sale aquí para ganar, es lo que uno busca. Pero el resultado no me puede quitar el esfuerzo que dieron esos muchachos ahí, que es lo que uno pide, que uno que le exige a ellos, que den el máximo, y yo creo que hoy dieron el máximo sin importar las condiciones que tenemos o no. Es lo que uno pide, y así que yo estoy contento con lo que dieron, pero no voy a negar que uno sale aquí para ganar, eso es lo que uno busca, así que el resultado no me da felicidad, pero con lo que hicieron los muchachos, pues contento con lo que ellos hicieron. O sea, tenemos mucho espacio para mejorar y tenemos que mejorar ya rápido para el próximo partido y arreglar las cosas que no hicimos bien hoy, arreglarlas y buscar la manera de sacar esa victoria.
María Fernanda Rivera Figueroa para Foto by María. Fue un excelente duelo de caribeños. Y la pregunta para usted es, discúlpame. ¿Qué fue lo que pasó en ese tercer parcial donde empezaron más lentos del usual y como que no encontraban su ritmo?
No sé si tuviese la explicación, ¿verdad? No sé si debemos salir más rápido del halftime, ¿verdad? De lo que se habla en el locker. Creo que salimos quedando como 6, 5 y pico. No sé, honestamente no sé. Se pidió timeout rápido para tratar de buscar una reacción, se hizo cambio. Honestamente no sé. No tengo una explicación para eso. Es buscar la manera de levantarlo, de buscar la intensidad cambiando. Es lo único que he podido hacer, timeout y cambiarlo. Es algo de eso lo tienen que traer los jugadores. Así que no tengo una explicación para eso.
Bueno, muchas gracias, coach. Nos vemos el lunes entonces. Gracias.